Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, got just two posts here from some analysts, and I just thought I'd share this with you just to get a quick market update and just talk about the bigger picture of things. So, we have here Andrew Griffiths, and he says, HBAR USDT analysis update, 30M time frame. So support 22 cents, resistance 24 cents. Analysis. HBAR remains in a downtrend on higher time frames but shows a bullish trend in the 30-minute chart. It is approaching the bottom of the channel, presenting a potential 10% price swing. A good buy opportunity with 10x leverage is available at the identified support level. Okay, cool. So that's the one opinion we've got here. Then I'm going to jump to another one. Just give me one sec. I've got 21st Century Crypto here, and it says HBAR. The 5 cent was the ultimate bottom. The chart is my holy grail, and the long-term chart even more. Nothing else. For now, it's still possible that HBAR could test the 15 cent short and quickly, but my long-term view of it never changed. I do expect HBAR to pump much higher, the $1 eventually. This bull run is not over. A bull run never tops with fear. It will top with pure FOMO. A true fact indeed. Okay, cool. So look, as I've told you guys before numerous times, I'm not a chart analyst, so I can't tell you how good this analysis is. I just tell you what like analysts are saying, and I just let you know what I think is, realistic and what isn't, right? Like I'm telling you, if certain like price expectations are extreme, I will tell you that they're extreme. If I think they're not really reasonable, I'll tell you that. But if I think they're grounded, then yeah, I'll also say that too. But yeah, obviously there's been a lot of, stagnant activity. So a lot of people are kind of thinking the bull run's over and stuff. And, the thing I'll say about that is like, don't let the market dictate your emotions, right? Like don't let the market tell you if you're happy or sad or whether you think the bull run is over or not, because your emotions are not going to be the deciding factor of this, right? Because you're annoyed and you want your life-changing wealth as soon as possible doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen, and it doesn't mean that HBAR is suddenly a bad investment or anything like that. And so my main thing here is some of the stuff that the 21st Century Crypto was saying here, like generally speaking, if we talk about history, bull runs don't end like this, right? Like for example, HBAR hasn't even hit a new all-time high. That's not common. Now, don't get me wrong, it could be that HBAR hits a new all-time high, but it's not quite the price action that you would expect. That's possible, but to just be here where we are now, where yes, it has gone up in value, but it's not hit a new all-time high, and that would be the end of it. It would be pretty strange. Now, look, things can change, so I'm not here to say that that means it's a guarantee that the bull run is not over. But if you ask me, I very much do believe the bull run is still in play. I don't think this is the end right now. History doesn't always repeat, but it tends to rhyme, as they say. For me, I just don't think this is done. I still think we've got more room to go. So my whole thing here, what was mentioned here is about $1. I've said before, I do think that is possible. And, for me, when we look at crypto as a whole right now, when we're looking at, President Trump being a pro-crypto president and, the things that's happening around crypto as a whole at this point, who knows where this could be in the next 6 months to a year, like with what President Trump could do, like the amount of things that he could embrace for crypto, like a US stockpile, as they've been talking about, like a US strategic reserve, regulations coming through, institutional adoption coming through, institutions now using these cryptos for actual use cases rather than just, speculation and that kind of stuff, and, just the hold and whatever. Like there's a lot of things that could happen very quickly within this year. And so putting that into play as well, and not believing the bull run is yet over, I don't believe that. There's still a lot of room and opportunity, in my opinion, for price action. Again, I don't know for sure. These are just my opinions and my thoughts. But for me, that's the way I'm thinking. I still feel like the bull run is in place. And then, as I said, everything I've just mentioned, I just still feel like there's a lot more opportunity for things to potentially go further. So in my eyes, what I will say is like, your feelings and your emotions are not going to matter to the market. Like whether you feel, annoyed because a HBAR hasn't moved in a while or whatever, or it's not hit a new all-time high yet, that's not going to make anything change, so try to understand that this doesn't happen on your time. It doesn't happen on when you're annoyed and want it to happen. It happens when it happens. The fact about it is that you want to be in a position to have exposure when the time comes. That's the hope, that you guys are in a position to take advantage of that opportunity. And you'll have your HBAR ready when the bull run does have its final blow off top. It's not about panic selling because you've had enough now and going chasing the green candle, right? Like that's not the way you should really be investing. But again, this is all up to you about how you want to play things. You're your own person. I don't know your personal circumstances. I'm not in a position to give financial advice. So this is my opinion and how I do things. It's up to you whether you feel like you agree with my points, whether you think they're valid or not, but I'm not in a position to tell you what to do. But we will see how things go. But there's two analysts, as you can see, who are both essentially saying that, hey, they do still feel like there are, more areas for things to go further. Like there are still more room to grow within the bull run, within this time. And so I agree. Ultimately, I agree. I think, eventually we are going to have more price movement and things going further to the upside. I don't know how long it's going to take. Generally, if we're talking about bull runs, they would last till about May. Probably roughly around that time. Obviously, again, it's not going to be guaranteed that every bull run lasts the same amount of time, so it could be shorter, it could be longer, we don't know. And a lot of things are changing. That's the other thing that I want to make clear. Like, as I said, with Trump being a pro-crypto president, a lot of things are changing. So could it be that the bull run gets extended because there's just more positive news coming out for crypto, which continues to extend the bull run? That's a possibility. That's a very real possibility. So again, I don't know what's going to happen for sure, but there's a lot of catalysts here that could really impact this whole bull run, right? So those are things that you've got to bear in mind as well. So we'll see how things pan out. But for me, when I'm looking at the market as a whole right now, there's nothing that I see right now that would make me, bearish or thinking that the bull run is done. I've not seen anything yet. I know obviously we had a huge drop not so long ago, but that was the whole market that was impacted. A lot of the market has recovered from that now. Again, like this is the kind of thing with being in the market. You have got to understand that there are things where the market can get knocked for a little bit. It doesn't necessarily mean it's completely over. It can just be a temporary drop, right? And I feel like that's what this was. I feel like it was a temporary drop and it's just needed some time to recover from it. And then it's back to being in play for the bull run. So now we're just waiting on the next catalyst that can start making the moves for the, the bull run to continue basically back to the upside. So we'll see how things go and I'll keep you updated, but that's how I'm seeing things right now. And that's just two updates from Analyst, just to get you an idea of what the sentiment is out there. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell. Take care.